And welcome back to the Crochet Crowd here this evening. It's now 9:30 my time. I'm in the Atlantic time zone, and I'm on a roll for kind of cleaning up some loose ends. Not my own loose end, but loose ends generally. And so I've been working on the palliative care blankets with my friend Karen. So we've been dealing with that. And so I was looking at trying to link an article that we have, and I don't even know when I filmed it. I should take a quick look at that. But I filmed a pink ribbon cancer awareness um, thing a long time ago. Let me just take a look. The original was done years ago. So anyway, let me just say pink ribbon. I just want to find out when I did it because I couldn't actually do it. So I did it in July 16th, 2017. So this is prior to me understanding on how to do the crochet diagrams on computer. And so anyway, I looked at the article and it says, oh, I did a diagram. So I knew that I couldn't do it back on computer back then. So anyway, so I looked at that. I'm like, what a shit show. So anyway, I'm looking at it now and I re-downloaded the pattern. It's a free pattern available here on the YouTube channel. It's called the Pink Ribbon Crochet Shawl. And so look at the writing on there. It's so small. I know. So what I want to do tonight is that I want to translate the original really crap copy that I did and make it officially into a crochet diagram. And so that's kind of my goal tonight. So we got lots of you joining us in the house. I don't usually go live this night, late at night. I had a significant nap this afternoon. And so I'm ready to go. I had my tea at 7 o'clock. We skipped supper tonight, so which is fine. We didn't have lunch until 4. And that's normal for us, so that's not behind. So anyway, we're making the palliative care blankets. So over the weekend, Karen and I got together, as you know, well, most of you know, Karen just had uterine cancer surgery. So as a kickback, we're going back in 2 weeks from now to back to the hospital. And so I made it just takes a few hours, 4 to 5 hours, you're done. And so I'm making palliative care blankets to take back with me to the hospital. And yeah. So anyway, that's kind of what we had going on. So I did that. Karen did one as well. So our goal is to at least do 2, which I'm actually going to probably do more because they're so fast. And so then I came up with a brand new pattern last night, well, yesterday afternoon with Karen. And so I'm not done weaving in my tails, but this is the shell palliative care. And the palliative care, from what I understand, it's about the legs. And so being able to sit with it so it's not dragging on the floor. So you don't have your wheelchair catching on the wheels. And so the one that I did that I just showed you earlier, I have it available in 3 different sizes coming up. And so my goal is before I push it live, I want to fix the shawl pattern itself. And yeah, so that's kind of what we do. So I don't usually go this late at night, but I'm raring to go. So let's get that on. You can see it's dark here in the thing. That's one thing I dislike about as the summer gets on, it gets darker and darker because it's light up to 10 o'clock at night here in summer solstice, but then it gets dark just after 4 o'clock in the winter for winter solstice. So I will be jumping screens. I can see what you're saying to me on camera. I can somehow function and do 2 things at once. So you want to talk to me, you want to talk amongst your friends. So you can tell who's a membership on the journey or the passport member. They have an icon beside their name. And so the different icons represent how long they've been with us. Kelly Ray, for example, is my good friend Kelly. You've seen her in videos here on the channel. So she has a sprout coming out of the ground. And so her yarn seed has grown. And I've got 2 cats. Oh no, thought I had 2. The video is delayed, so I'm like, oh my God, get that cat off that blanket. Actually, get that cat off that blanket. Because that's going to the hospital. So we'll get that cat off there. and don't go on my stuff. Yeah, so now she's been told. So anyway, so we have that. So you can see who's there. You can see Gordon. He's still getting wet. His sprout's going. So new members, when they start, they start up with the yellow yarn seed, and then after a month, it gets watered, and then as time goes on, their icon changes with them. So the Journey membership itself, they have full access to everything I do. So they get advance of the stitch alongs, they get advance of stuff that's holding. I think there's 220 tutorials now that membership has access to because I work so far in advance. So we do that. So for an extra $2, um, you get the Journey membership, which is everything in. Some people, which I don't do, they charge up to $75 a month for the membership. I think that I'm $6.99. I think $6.99 US from what I remember. Could be $7.99. And then the passport membership is just the first level, and that's I think $4.99 or $6.99 or something like that. And you pay for it in your own currency, so you don't have to worry about currency exchange. And that money goes towards continuing to make the tutorials and to do all that to offset the funding of keeping everything free. So it's just a way for people to support us, but it's not required. Eventually, the tutorials in time goes to everybody. So some people get bent out of shape that they don't want to wait, but things cost money, and that's just the way we do it. So there you go. So we are welcoming you to this evening, and we're going to get started in just a few moments. So yeah, so Gordon is talking about things that are making it affordable. I believe in, here's my thing. I believe in the Walmart mentality. I know, let me start banging my head on something. I believe that more for less is the right thing to do. So less money gives more people opportunity. And so anyway, I believe in that. I think it's important. Education, to my point of view, not maybe yours, should be free, but it does unfortunately cost money to do that. So the membership helps us to keep on going with that. So yeah, so that's kind of what we have going on. I have to check with our friends at Jimmy Bean's Wool. We had some cancellations happen. And so there was people on the waiting list that are being notified, but I don't know if all the available spaces got filled with the people that were on standby. So we'll find that out if you're interested in that. So there you go. So Kelly Ray is asking our dear friend Wendy. So Wendy is our assistant. You're going to see her with the wrench. She uses that to hit me in the head, seriously. And so she is behind the scenes with us. She does a lot of work behind the scenes so that I don't have to have a full-on contact with everybody all the time. And so it's been, there you go. Yeah. So anyway, so it's been kind of fun. Yeah, I had my meeting with Yarn Inspirations today, so I have it every Monday, every other week, and so that was today to go through what is coming in the plan, so I can see what their designs are coming out as late as I think it's around April next year. So they have a schedule that goes, and you can see what the design team is working on. So I'm really not allowed to reveal much of what I see because some of the stuff is yarn that's not even out yet, and so will not be released until next year. So the design team works up to 18 months in advance of stuff. So and yeah, so we have a really exciting fall lined up for you. You're going to have to stay tuned and watch for that. I may give a hint to the Journey members what's coming ahead. There's some pop culture coming out, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. As far as filming stuff, that is another monster onto itself. I am in Alaska for a retreat for the Crochet Guild of Alaska. It's called I Did a Chain, and we have that coming up. I got to finish the pattern writing for that. And the tutorial I started in June, and I got to finish it. And now yours truly, I want to blame Daniel, but I think it's me, did not write all the instructions down as he did it. So I'm going to have to re-engineer myself to do that. And do you want to see what one of the projects we're working on? I can show you that. Um, I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me just tilt you up a little bit. So, okay. So here is the pattern that we're going to be working on. And so it's like a dicky. And anyway, so what it is that this thing, let me just take off my coat. Is like a dicky format, and it interweaves within itself. And so there's actually strips that are done on both sides, and then you interweave them together. And then the back side of this thing is just flat down like that, right? And so it's just a way of keeping the coldness off your chest and off your neck. And so the witch's hat is just for fun. But yeah, so it has a condensed turtleneck collar. So we're working on that. So Yarn Inspirations provided us a donation for the retreat. So all of the retreaters are getting 2 balls of this yarn. It's called Bernat Symphony. I know it's kind of hard to see with the camera, but it's called Bernat Symphony. And I have never done mesh before, so I had to come up with the math, and I did it several times to do it. So the tutorial version is going to be done in blue. And there you go. So question from Kristen came in, is the new anniversary skeins come out a thicker yarn, or is it a 4? It's continuing to be the same. It's really ultra thick. I think it's a number 6, Krista. So hopefully that's happening. So Journey members are going to have access to this pattern and tutorial soon, once I get my ass in gear. And then it won't be released until after the retreat happens, probably later this fall, so to the public. And so that's kind of something that is ongoing, that we have going on as well. We've got lots of different tutorial stuff kicking around here that hasn't been released yet to the general public, but we're working on it, and we're going to get our way through it. So I'm going to be jumping screens in just a moment. So I don't have to use my winter coat yet, so it's good. But I'm definitely going to take it to Alaska with me. So there is quite a time zone change by the time I get to Alaska. So not kind of excited about that, because I don't get to Alaska until like 1 in the morning. So I have to go through 3 airports to get there. And one of my flights got canceled. So then I had to reroute myself. Yeah, so that was kind of a pain in the ass too. So yeah, so that's my coat. So another thing that we have going on is that, can you make it longer? Yes, you'll be able to make it longer. The pattern is an easy repeat if you like it to be. The other thing that we have going on, Karen, my neighbor and my personal friend here, is now in charge of merchandising. And so that means that she is working with their friends at Jimmy Bean's Wool to come up with some customized products for the crochet crowd. And it is Jimmy Bean's, and the items are made in the United States, so pricing is relative to that, because if it's imported in, usually people work for nothing, well, in relative to what we work for here in North America. So the Jimmy Bean's retreat in October, we'll see a preview of what we're working on, and so that will be happening as well. Yeah, so that's kind of what we have going on. So she's working with Jimmy Beans on that, and that's been a bit of a journey to be able to understand how things are manufactured, more in like a fashion kind of concept. And you'll be able to purchase through Jimmy Beans. There's only going to be 300 items made, so we decided not to take a huge risk in making too many, just in case it doesn't go so well. So I never ever want to take for granted my position that just because I love crochet that people automatically buy into something. So that's kind of what that's kind of my thinking. So it's better to sell it than it is to have too many and then have stuff left over. One of the things that we made, Yarn Inspirations, when I first joined them in 2015, they made a kit that didn't go so well. And I was so upset about it because I felt like oh my God, we wasted so much time. And I talked to the CEO about it. And I said, I am so sorry because they made like 100 kits or something. And he said, hey, you tried? And he says, we just take it out of the kit and put it back on the shelf and we sell it. So he said, you have nothing to worry about. But when it's custom made for us, then there's a bit of a leap. So yeah. So that's kind of what we have. Is it a 6 yarn weight that a blanket that you're developing to give for the? Yes, it is a Bernat blanket yarn, and the reason why I chose that yarn is because it's fast. I find myself if you commit to a charity project and it takes forever, you kind of quit. So the idea that that you um, the idea that if it takes too long, it just you just give up. So the goal is to get done. So the palliative one that I just did there yesterday, like I started in the afternoon and I was done by 8 o'clock last night. So I was done, and I want to make another one with ice cream color. So, and the reason why I did it is honestly, I got this Bernat blanket yarn and colors that I just don't know what to do with. So, it's a low commitment, as far as like the sizing. And so it could be a kid's blanket or it could be something for palliative. What I did learn is that the palliative blankets really matter about wheelchair and sitting. So, the pattern that I just wrote a few moments ago that Journey members will get shortly. Maybe not tonight, but tomorrow for sure. Is that there's 3 sizes because we are different shapes as far as like some of us are more voluptuous than others. I came up with 3 sizes for that. So small, medium, large kind of some. So 32 inches, 40 and 48 inches wide because the more, okay. It's like baking bread and it expands. So if you have a flat pan, right, then you can have the small one. But if you are a bread that may be coming out of the pan, then you need more surface area to cover. So that's why there's 3 different sizes. And based on what I saw in the in the in the hospital when I was there with on the cancer ward, people are different sizes. People are going through really hard times. The nurses that we had were so compassionate, and Karen and I went in with a joking kind of like, let's do this, let's fight this bitch off, like it's cancer. And so they were like, rah, 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 like excited. But then the couple behind us were dealing with a brain tumor and they were just devastated. And so then the nurses just completely pulled back and turned into this empathetic, compassionate group of women that just literally just grabbed these people's hearts and said, you are not alone. We are going to try our best. And so it was that moment where the nurses that were in the station um, can read a room and can read a patient to be able to respond appropriately to that. So, and Karen and I have always believed too is that the amount of kindness that you share the healthcare workers that are frontline are it's reflective on the service that you get. And so that was really quite amazing with that. Here in Canada, our healthcare is included with our citizenship. So there's no cost for Karen. And one of the things that I was so shocked about, so shocked, I know that our healthcare, I know some people hate it. Some Americans absolutely hate our healthcare. But Karen got checked out in March and went through the procedures and whatever, but her procedure wasn't actually booked until the fall. And so they had an opening and they said, well, do you want to go in the opening? And they just push it through. And so they just pushed her through and they just got it done. And it was amazing. And what I was really shocked about is that the hospital, because she doesn't not need to stay overnight, they booked her in a hotel 2 blocks from the hospital so that she could go back to the hospital or go back to the hotel and wait it out. And if something was going wrong, they're right there to go back to the hospital just in case of emergency. And so the hospital booked her 3 days stay at a really nice hotel. And then her medication only cost her 18 bucks. And so the the parking was 13, and then everything else was pretty much there's no out-of-pocket cost. And so that's been really quite remarkable. Daniel's had heart surgery. Again, no cost. It's part of our citizenship here in Canada. But just the way that I look at it is that, that could be me that needs what Karen's going through. So I don't look at it as they're taking my tax money in order to help somebody else because I know my turn's going to come soon. So sooner than later. And so that's been really quite good. Really quite impressed with the whole service element to it. And so anyway, we're going back for follow-up. When I say we, I mean Karen and I. I'm just going back for moral support. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, so that was good. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working on the crochet diagram um, from my original sample that I did because it's horrible. And it's just a 2-row repeat from what I can see, but I want to reread the instructions. It's good. So if you are frontline to any kind of medical, first responder, or anything, hats off to you. I can't handle blood. I can't handle cuts. I can't handle any of that stuff. So hats off to you. But we can give to charity when we can. So almost all the tutorial samples that you see, including the study of series, goes to charities here locally. So I give stuff over to the Family Resource Center, the palliative care here in my community, just the hospital there. Karen went to the major hospital in Halifax, which is an hour away. And that's why they gave her a hotel room to come on down. And so, you know, be the change you want to see in the world because the world kind of sucks. So Michelle is a 911 operator. You know, I had a gay friend that was a 911 operator. You know, and on the phone he sounds straight as hell, but then in person, oh my God, the wrist is flipping everywhere. Good thing you don't see him. But anyway, so you know, hats off to you. I could never be on a 911. I'd be flipping out just as much as the patient is on the other side of the phone call. No. Yeah. So yes, thank you so much for your service. I know during COVID it wasn't fun either. It's still not fun. But we're all tromping through this mess together. So that's what it is. Okay, so let's jump screens and there you go. Let me just put out a PSA, a public service announcement. I actually got rid of a comment back a couple days ago. Somebody identified themselves, their first and full name, and gave their address in one of the comments of the video. Please do not do that. Don't be that person. You don't know who's going to be reading this shit. You don't know what spam is going through the system to kind of find information like that. So make sure that you keep your personal information as far as like your address, your phone number, your credit cards, anything off of YouTube because we do not need to see it. The other thing is that your YouTube membership, I never see your credit card information. I just see a list of members. So if somebody gets off the membership, I don't get notified of that. So people sometimes send apology letters for that. You don't need to worry about that. If your payment gets declined, I don't get notified of that. That's between you and Google. So they handle your confidentiality really quite nicely, and something that you can to do that as well. The one more thing I will leave you with before we jump screens to the other one is that just check your notifications here on the channel to make sure you're getting notified. I do see comments quite frequently, people saying, well, I never got notified of new videos and stuff. And please please just check your notifications if you want to see us in real time, such as this, but also just any kind of new videos that are going out. Journey members get inundated with, because I do work ahead and sometimes work on 2 or 3 tutorials at a time. They do get inundated with updates, but because they're a membership, they're willing to do that. And then my closed captioning, Diane Suiters, she follows me on there to be able to get it to all the different languages, so that we have 300 languages globally that the YouTube channel serves. So Black Wax, I'm a 35-year-old boy. Can we still be boys at 35? Yes, I'm a 12-year-old little immature little nut job with innuendo, who's been crocheting for 2 years now. Thanks for representing and keeping it real and hilarious and making us laugh. Okay, that's fine. I'm getting more as I'm aging. I'm 51, as most of you know. I'm starting not to care about all the little shit that used to bother me. And I think that's maybe maturity coming in. I just think about 10 years from now, if something was going wrong on YouTube, I'd like flip out. Oh my God, the world's falling down. And Wendy has been there to pick me up. to pick me up on the floor. And she goes, it's really not a big deal. But I think maturity comes a lot with that. Bleed black. That's a hard one. Bleed black wax. Um, yeah, so I think a lot of such kids, Angela's saying that she's a kid in her 50s. She totally is a kid in her 50s. Please don't ask her to sing. Some of you I know in person here that are here on the chat right now, just say hello if you're a person that we have met before. I have a personal rule that I never say that I love you because I just don't say it to anybody, really. And because I hate that when people in YouTube who say, it's like you don't even know these people that are on there. So I hate that, or I should say I dislike that because hate's such a strong word. But I feel like the sincerity is gone when a YouTube host says, I love you all. Do you really? Or do you love the attention? That's right. Yeah. And then there's another one that I've been noticing lately that's really getting under my skin is when a tutorial host says, hey guys, like, yeah, so that's kind of yeah. So anyway, that's been kind of my little story. So I'll continue to chat with you. I'm going to jump screens and we are going to create the pink ribbon cancer awareness shawl in diagram format. And I know some of you are like, why do you have to do that? I do the crochet diagrams because I was not a strong reader in school. And my crochet book, which I don't know if it's here. Yeah, it is. So my crochet book that I bought when I was 14 is still here. It still has the price tag. And how much did I spend on it as a kid? Oh my God. I got it wet. I don't know. I think it was $12.95. That is back in the 80s. So anyway, all the books. So this is my first book I ever bought. And so the first book had all these crochet diagrams. And I'm like, well, this is pretty easy. I can do this. And I don't have to read the words because I just have to know what the diagrams mean. And I had no idea that the crochet diagrams, oh my God, I can smell the age of this book. Um, smells like a old bookstore. Um, So anyway, I thought all crochet patterns were these diagrams, but what it was is because I'm not a strong reader, I could look at the crochet diagram, and then what I did learn in time is that I don't need to know English to be able to do the crochet diagram. So our strongest, youngest demographic community here on YouTube is actually from Thailand. So welcome to Thailand here in the house. And that's because that generation is coming online because the older generation was not online. And so they're the youngest demographic. And because Diane Suter does all of our closed captioning with subtitling in the last recent years, is that she's able to convert it to their language to be able to do that. So, and the other thing that I never realized, oh my God, I'm running off the milk today, is that because I'm Canadian, we used UK terminology. So I used this book to do my first set of videos on, what things were, but I had no idea that the US terminology and the UK were different. And so I had all these people for like a couple months or maybe 3. You don't know what you're talking about. That is not a treble. That's a double crochet. And I'm like going through my book. I'm like, I don't see a double crochet and I don't see this. And I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? So anyway, this one woman finally messaged through and she says, you realize you're teaching UK terms. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, is there American terms? So I don't think I have the other one here. So it turns out I was learning UK, but there's another version of this book that is in US terms. And so this one is in there. But because the symbols all mean the same thing, it doesn't really matter if I don't read the words. So that's been kind of fun. So anyway, yeah, you're Canadian? Shocker. Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of thing. So I'll tell you a quick little story. This may offend some people. So if you're that offended tonight, um, I shouldn't even share this story, but I'll share it anyway because it's so bad. So I was at the hotel with Karen last week. And so these women walked past our hotel room as I was leaving, and I could hear their strong American accent, right? And so anyway, they're yabbering away and they're looking for this vending machine. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever. Like, I'm getting Karen's medication, I'm getting her food, I'm on a mission. And anyway, so they turned around to me and stopped me in the hall and and they said, "Do you know where the vending machine is?" And it was right in my face. And I think, well, I just heard them yabbering back and forth. And they turned to me and did that into my face. I'm like, okay. And I said, no. And I said, but you can step back because I can understand what you're saying. And so then the one friend says to the other one, says, I think he's Canadian. And then the other friend turns around and steps back into my face again and says, are you Canadian? And I'm like, yes, I am. And you can speed up because I can understand what you're saying. And she goes, I'm not sure that you can understand me because you have an accent and I don't. And I said, oh, sweetie, I said, you have an accent and a very strong one too. And I can understand exactly what you're saying. So anyway, so then I'm like, this is not great. So we had to wait for the elevator for the longest time. And she goes, if you were to move to a state, which one would it be? And I said, why? I said, I don't need to move to the United States. I live here. This is my home. Oh, she goes, I bet you want to live in the United States and be an American citizen. And I said, no, I'm good. And that elevator, when it opened up, I didn't even care what floor I was on. I just got off the elevator, just like, and I thought to myself, you were in Canada visiting us, just leave it alone and enjoy yourself because I would never do that in a foreign country. Yeah. So anyway, so that was kind of my I was just like so I was just horrified. Yeah. So that's kind of yeah. I just don't understand that. I think like I visited Europe, Australia, and a lot of places. Like you blend as a tourist. You don't do that kind of stuff, especially when you're the person visiting. So anyway, it's just my little PSA. Anyway, it did bend me out of shape though. Like just like you know what? I think I would have been fine if she wouldn't have stepped in my face and talked slow. But I guess that was the whole story. So yeah. So anyway, so that was like, yeah. I should have actually faked that I could speak French now that I think about it, because I don't. Yeah. So anyway, bleed. I'm just gonna call you BBW. BBW. Yeah, I know. Uh, don't you wish slapping people would be okay? I thought, Angela, I'm thinking spitting llama at this point. Yeah. And I love Australia. Australia, I have considered since I visited there last year, I have considered wanting to move to Australia. It feels like if when I went into Australia at BBW, um, um, one thing I felt when I was there, I felt like I was at home in Australia. I felt like I was in a tropical Canadian environment. So it was really nice. So I told Daniel, I want to move to Australia. So not going to happen, but I know. So let me just jump screens here and keep on my night. Spitting llama, that's great. So yeah. So people are just rude in general. I know. It is. Yeah. So anyway, so I want to go back to Australia, but I want to take Daniel back with me next time. It's just the air flights are $8,000. So it's a lot of money. So anyway, that's kind of my thing. So we're gonna start doing a screen share now, and we're gonna jump you over to my system I'm working on. And so I've been working on a lot of things. I'm having severe ADHD at this time, so I'm just kind of all over the place mentally. So I keep jumping between different tasks. I'm also working on this all this here that you see on screen right now is complete garbage. Anyway, my math was so wrong when I was at the hotel with Karen and the hospital. So I have this all thing is garbage. So I got the first part of the stitch along done, and then I did the second part, and then there's a third part, but because this had to be changed, the third part's all garbage, so I deleted it. I know, first part. So that's kind of fine. So yeah. So anyway, the accents depend where you live, right? So that's kind of fun. So anyway, this is so on screen, you're getting a preview. Let me just zoom in for you. This here is the palliative shell blanket that is behind me. So I just did this before I went to broadcast, and then this is the Karen and Nye's version of the linen stitch, just here. So I just working my way through. One thing I did change is that the yarn is being carried up the sides, and so you jump up with your rows, so you just change every 2 rows so that the yarn is carrying up. Yeah. Anyway, so that's kind of thing. Were they blonde? No, they were not blonde, and they were older than I was. Bad dye jobs though. Okay, that's the gay side of me coming out. I know, so bad. So not seeing anything. Donna, you're not seeing anything on screen? Donna. Okay, so I'm going to be jumping up, and so there should be a crochet diagram on screen. And so I have, for those that have been with me before, I have different symbols already pre-drawn. And so I spent a lot of time working through this. So I know that my stitch multiple from my own notes is multiples of 8 plus 2. So we're going to put that to the test. And so what I've done is that I've drawn it all out, all the symbols so they match each other in size. And so we're going to be building that out. So what I want to do before I get too carried away is that I want to verify with the instructions on what we're doing here. And the writing is so damn small. Okay, so chain 66. So that's an even number. So second, okay, so let's get some stitches out of here. So now we need some single crochet. So let's go here. So a new symbol I learned yesterday or this morning was the foundation row. The foundation row is the symbol with the chain attached, which I didn't know until this morning. So I looked it up. So we're going to grab some single crochet and we're going to drag it with us. And in the rules of crochet, the first row is always black, and the second row is always blue. And so we're gonna just tilt this up. So it says second chain from the hook. And we're gonna really get in there and do it. So some of this is by eye, and then others is really technical on just being able to get things to look good. So it says second chain from the hook, chain 4, skip the next 3 chains. Okay, so we're gonna take a copy of that and we're gonna move it over. So skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna go here. So we know that's gonna be something that we're gonna work through. So I'm gonna grab both of these and do it again. So copy, so 1, 2, 3, it's right here. We're gonna do it again. So look out, 3 more. The 1, 2, 3, it's the 4th. So I don't know how to finish the row because I haven't read that far ahead yet. Oh no, you're black and blue. Yeah. Did you find the symbols for the split single crochet? I have found some patterns with them, but no diagrams. I did not. So if anybody's looking for that. So would you please share again whether that book was UK or it's both? You just make sure that if you go to look for that book, DS, that you look that it's US terms. So I have the other one, but I think it's upstairs in my TV room. But they're available in both. So you just got to make sure that you read the fine print to be able to determine if it's UK or not. Okay, so then it says to second chain from the check, we're going to chain 4. So we're going to just grab some chains. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to grab this one, chain 4. Copy and bring it over. tilt it. I don't know exactly how it's going to look yet. We're going to chain 4 from here. And then we are going to chain 4, skip chain 4, skip the next 3. What the hell is going on? Oh, okay, so we're going to chain 4. We're going to take another copy of that one. So this guy here looks like a bit of an arch. So we're going to arch that up a little bit. That up. We're going to arch. So I used to be a car designer in my when I came out of college. So this kind of stuff looks like blueprints to me. So admit to some of you it could be really foreign, but it's really just the crochet pattern without any color or yarn. So that's the way I look at it. So I'm a little bit of a stickler when it comes to symbols to make sure that they are balanced, which is I should be anyway, but we're going to reflect and copy it. So if I reflect it, I get the same angle on the other side. And I'm going to just tilt them up a little bit more. Tilt. I've got a dog hair on my lip. I can see it. Transform, arrange. We're going to just reflect it over. So yeah, symbols are harder for me to follow than written instructions. I know. It's just, I just think about all the people in different languages that they can read stuff like this. And I'm going to do what I shouldn't do. I'm just going to stretch this a little bit. It changes the sizing a bit. So we're going to loop it over. Okay, so then in this single crochet, it says to single crochet chain 3. So we're going to just take another copy of this one. Actually, you know what I can do? I can just grab this chain 3. It's the same size. We'll grab these. So it says to chain 3. And because I've already pre-drawn it on by hand, I can actually see what I'm supposed to do. And then it says to do 2 double crochet in the next chain. So 2 double crochet. So let's take a look and see if we got 2 double crochet that are on an angle. We'll grab this one. And we'll blow this apart. So we'll just take it, ungroup it, and we'll just ungroup. And because this is row 1, it should be black. So now we're going to take this and we're going to just okay, so now we have to really start to alter these things. So I want to make sure we're going to go into the same chain. So I don't want to change the size of everything. I just want to see where I'm pointing. So single crochet, chain 3, double crochet in the next chain. So we're going right to this chain. I'm going to just kind of make it look like it belongs there. So true, the symbols are universal. They truly are. And so is anybody actually stitching tonight, or you just watching me being a goofball here on the camera? Okay, so that's what that is. And now it says skip the next three, single crochet in the next, skip the next three chains, single crochet in the next, yes, and repeat all the way across. Okay, so that's we're gonna put these guys together as one. Oops. Okay, so this is what our repeat is. And so I'm gonna get rid of these guys because I know what that repeat is now. And we're going to just slide these in. And slide. And I want to make sure they're equally spaced from each other. Okay, so there is row number one. So I'm going to grab this guy here, copy it, and bring it up. So was that actually, so what is actually the repeat here? So we're going to check it. I assume that we had 8 plus 2 last time I did this. So we're going to just check the multiples to make sure it's right. Why did I do 8? Oh, so this is not right. Okay, so because I saw the repeat as being 4. Okay, take a copy of this over. I'm just going to make it a little bit wider so that we have it. So it's 8 because these guys are in between. See, that's what happens when you don't read the instructions properly, right? But you know what, though? If I hadn't hand drawn that already, I would have made the same mistake. So the repeat, skip the next chain, one single to the next. So this is the end. So let's just check to make sure that it is multiples of 8. So I put a line under here and then a line every time there is a repeat. So I'm making it to the left of that single crochet. So when people message me and say, can you please figure out the multiples? I can hand draw it, but because I want to put this online, I want to do that. And I can tell that my stitch multiple is wrong. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How in the hell did I get 8? Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, what is wrong? What is wrong? Skip the next 3. Skip the next 3. I think this is a multiple of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So skipping 3, chain 4. Skip 3. Your left mark is on the right side of the single crochet. Oh, you're so right. utterly painful watching me go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 plus 2. Thank you so much for that. See? I know. So we're going to take a copy of this and we're going to record that for posterity. So reduced sample just means that you can change the size. So it's 8 chains plus 2 is the multiple. And I'm just going to leave one of the things there. Okay. So let's go on to, this is just a repeat of 2 rows, I think. So let's see what we're going to get ourselves into for the next one. Virginia is making, hang on, Virginia is making the sweet baby pink. So Silver Wolf, thank you for that. Is the pattern available for, is this a pattern for the shawl? Yes, it is. Okay, so let's take a look. Second row, chain 5. So we're going to chain 5. Let's just get 5 from down here. And we'll take it up. So what color is row number 2? If anybody's paying attention, they should know by now. It will be blue. But if you're colorblind, it kind of sucks, to be honest with you. Okay, looks like it. So Michelle is testing blanket for designer. Okay, so what I'm just seeing is the design. So this pattern is so old. How old is it? They didn't even leave a hook size on the down thing. Okay, so counts as a double, so chain 5 says counts as a double crochet and a chain 2. So I'm going to rotate this. So there is the chain 2. And I'm just gonna bend that first one so it looks better. We're just gonna come on in to there. So it's unforgiving. Oh, Carol. I did get your email. I don't know if you saw my response, Carol. It was Daniel's gonna hate that, by the way, just so you know. So you may get a talking to on the cruise or in the next event. Okay, so we got that. So we're gonna do that. It says chain 2, single crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet, and the next chain 3 space. So it's this. So we're just gonna take a copy of it. We'll make it blue. And we'll rotate it the other way. Range, we're gonna flip it. Please, I cannot speak Spanish, Angela. I'm sorry about that. However, the tutorial, once it's done, will be in Spanish. Okay, so we're going to single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. So there's going to be a single crochet. I need that too. So I need that one too. And it says it's here. So the difference here is that if the bottoms of the crochet diagram does not like line up to a chain, it just means it's going into a space. Here's an example here. So if I move this to be like here, like in the middle of this one, and then into the middle of the other one, it's assumed then you are using the chain as a stitch. But because it's just a space I want people to use, I don't want to line it up directly with that, with any one of the stitches. if that makes any sense. So this here, chain 3, so so that's a double crochet. And so these guys have to bend down. I know I'm getting Carol excited now. Just bend down to go there. And I'm just going to bend him a little bit further down. Okay. So the other thing that I'm thinking is that I think this needs to be more on an angle down. We're going to show our rulers in just a sec. Show ruler. Show ruler. I want to take the ruler and I want to measure the height. Why is the ruler not showing? Help. Yeah, I don't know why the ruler's not showing, but we'll just draw a line over. So I want the height to be the same for consistency. So I'm going to keep bending this over. I know, getting you all excited tonight. And then it says to do single crochet into the next chain 4 space. So I'm going to bend them over. So we're going to just, so I'm going to put it right directly in the middle. So then I'm going to change this to be matching. And the tops of these guys should actually be pointing towards the top of the next stitch right here. I want to keep the same angle as this guy, so I'm just going to take a copy of them. So I took a course with Edie Ekman. So I've been teaching myself how to do this for like years on YouTube. And then I took a course with crochet diagram reading with Edie Ekman. And so she filled in the gaps because there's really no way to learn this stuff easily. So she filled in the gaps and then I was able to be successful with that. So may I ask what he's so I'm diagramming the pink ribbon shawl. So I think you can still see me on camera, but it looks like that. It's the pink ribbon. I'm just translating a pattern that I hand drew years ago into this. So we know that this is a group now. And we're going to take a copy of it and we're going to translate it backward towards the other side. Okay, because this is original, that doesn't line up because I'm going through. Oh. Well, how in the hell am I getting over here? Oh my God, people. Okay, so how did I get from here to here? Need a chain 4. I'm gonna grab a chain 4. Let's grab this one and just see what we can do. Change it to blue. So I'm gonna tilt this up. So he was good. He's just off to the races ever since. Yeah, I believe. Yeah. Well, Wendy was there when I was learning this shit, and I was like, oh my God. And I think Wendy thinks that I need to be certified too. In a halfway house. Oh God. Yeah, so we're gonna group these guys together. Okay, so that's what it looks like going across. So how do we finish this thing? Row 2 um, into the next. Chain 2 and 1 double crochet into the last. Wendy, I think her course like 500 bucks or something. It was the best money I ever spent. Best ever. Okay, so I want to make it the same height for consistency. I'll line it up. I want to get height to be the same. Needs to be blue. And I need to make it so that I'm pointing to the stitch right below. And then I need a chain 2 here. So we're gonna just take 2 of these and rotate. So they're saying that row 2, because I haven't done this since 2017. How long ago was that? 18, 19, 20, 22, 23. Oh my God, 7 years ago. That's a sin. 7 years. Oh my God. 7 years. I just cannot believe that. Wendy, we're getting old together. That's it. I'm going to throw you under the bus for age. 7 years. Oh my God. I can't believe it. Well, I'm 15 years into the business, so it's been a long time too. Let's move this up so I can see it. It's just 4 or 6 weeks. I think it was five. Oh yeah, it was 500 or 800. Yeah. Oh dear. It was the best money I ever spent though. So Michelle is so late. She is bummed, but she is here. So knock it off, Michelle. Okay, so then okay, that's kind of weird. Repeats two. Oh, it's a repeat of 2 rows. Okay, so we're gonna do row number 3. Row number 3, single into the first, chain 4. Okay, so we're gonna take copies of these guys and move it up. And we're gonna flip it. And then it comes back. Before I get too excited, let's just start reading the pattern and start putting it in. Okay, so it's the third row, so it has to be black. So it says to chain one and single crochet in the first. So we'll take a copy of this. And then it says to chain four, single crochet. Chain four. Oh, we're just doing this. That's interesting. Our group. We're gonna move up. Look at that. Okay, so what I would change, just for consistency, I would want this guy to be down. We're going to move this half double crochet down. We're going to make him longer. We're going to point, and we'll make him, so we're allowed to do that in the rows of crochet. Watching you has really upped my crochet skills. I cannot thank you enough. I'm a new Stitcher member tonight. Thank you so much for your support. It makes it life a lot easier, at least for me, to be able to do what I'm doing. So I super appreciate it a lot. I never want to take for granted the opportunity that you let me in your home to do stuff like this. And I just want to equally space these guys out. So minor, but it makes a difference. So we're going to make him shorter. And it's pointing towards that stitch. So that was row number 3. Row number 2 over here. Well, it looks better than the original one I did. So 2. And it's currently 10:30 my time zone. Catching up with the Mikey shorts for, yeah, Daniel's got a few more for me. Michael's has been pretty gracious for me to put on a uniform. I don't work for Michael's. Michael's doesn't actually sponsor us, but the store is local and we do have some fun. But I'm not going to complain. Life's too short. Okay, I think we're going to just go up. We'll take that one with us. So now people have consistency. 3, so this is will be 4. It doesn't say which is the right side. Oh my God. With the wrong side facing, well, how in the hell do you know what wrong side is? If they don't tell you what the right side was. Oh my God. Make this make sense. Okay, what am I going to do? Ending on a row 3. So let's just ending on a row 3. With the wrong side facing, work along the opposite side of the thing. With the wrong side facing. The wrong side. Oh, with the wrong side facing. Work until row 3. Right side, wrong side, right side, wrong side, right side. Okay, but well, I'm just gonna name it then. Right side. Okay, we're gonna take a copy of this. So some people think, well, shit, these patterns are like hard to read. Yeah, they are. They can be very inconvenient. Okay, so with the right side facing, so that means that row 2 has to be the wrong side. I can't just flip that upside down. Let me think. The right with the wrong side facing. So this shawl is done in 2 parts. And so the second part with the wrong side facing. Just for shits and giggles, let's just turn this, let's flip this. We gotta flip this upside down. With the wrong side facing, work on the opposite chain and join. Sorry. The odd number is the right side, even is the wrong side. Yes. I'm trying to determine whether it doesn't matter. I am going to then gray this out. We're going to make that gray because it's already done in the past. You've already done it by this point. So we gray it out. Will the Boxing Day crochet along be a circular mandala or a new mandala design? No, no. Jeannie's actually working on that. She actually has it done. We just got to change our yarn out. With the right side facing. Oh my God. Why is this so hard? Give me a moment. Okay, it's multiples of 8 plus 1, 2, 3. Two. One. I'm just making sure that it's the right information, or people go wrong and then they quit. And the video original is 29 minutes. I don't understand that. Why it took 29 minutes to do that. I might have to refilm. So just marking the right side of the work so I can see it. So I'm going to assume row number 1 is right side. I wish the designer would have said something though. Row number 2, we chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And go chain 3. Yeah, there's no reason why this video took 29 minutes. I'm going to refilm that. Okay. Confirmed. So if you don't start on the wrong side when you're doing this, then the alignment for that is out. Um, Side. Second half of the show. I'm going to put a note here. With stitch marker. turn the project to the wrong side and begin the second half of the shawl, which is then this. So we're going to have to add in a slip stitch and a chain one. So slip stitch means just to attach here. And chain one. It doesn't say to put that chain one in. I'm going to do it anyway. What the hell? The designer's making me guess too much. I'm going to do it my way. Okay, well, night. See you later, Kelly. Have a good day at work tomorrow. Behave yourself. We'll see you on Tuesday or Wednesday. So Cindy close. I think instead of flipping, you should rotate it. Yeah, so Cindy, just looking at your comment. Yeah, you can't just rotate it, you gotta flip it. Because this turning chain is on the right side once you flip it over. Right here. I think we got it. So what else do we need to do? We need to come up with some stuff here. Put these together. Actually, let's put them. We're going to put these together so I can get access to it. And then we're going to put the stitch key underneath. And then this is the second half. That's garbage. Okay, so this is the first half of the shawl. I should make a note of that. Oh, you know what's missing is the border. Ribbon shawl. Okay, so we only have single crochet. We do have a slip stitch now though, so we're going to get rid of these guys. So we have chains and double crochet and that's it. And we have a slip stitch, which we included on second one. So let's grab a slip stitch. Bring it over. So Cynthia says, I can't believe I'm working this late. Yeah. Okay, so let's do that. Move these guys up. stitch. Look at that. So this will be the first half. And then we still have a border to add to this. Okay, this is the second half. And let's go through the border. Oh. Oh my God. Not a big deal, but it's a pain in the ass. So we're gonna just take the edging. And we're gonna create the edging. Just instructions are okay. So we don't fasten. And then, okay, chain one, single crochet in the first 3 stitches. Okay, so we'll make this dark. Okay, so we got, there's 2 rows for edging. Okay, so we're here, and now we're going to do edging. So we're going to just take a single, take a chain one with us. Do you see the video shorts on the cat couch with the scissors? That is Kelly. Oh, did you see the video short of the cat couch or scissors? That is Kelly in these videos. Yeah, she always threatens to snip off my nuts. But I think she's nuts anyway, so it's okay. Nutty people find each other. She found me. Okay, so we got that. Okay, so we're just going to stretch. So it says single crochet in the first 3 stitches. So I'm going to point it down here. And I want to make it the same height. I don't know if I'm smart to do that, but I'll do it anyway. And we're going to point this one to here. I'm going to point this one to here. Okay. A single crochet into the next chain 3 space. Is that right? Yep. Take a copy. And then it says to put in, is it 5 trebles? So 5 of them. Okay, so I want 5 of them, so I'm gonna do 9. I have a reason for the madness. I'm gonna take this one here. Those are not trebles, but we'll deal with it. And we're gonna put it in here. The reason why I did that is that because there's only technically 5, I'm going to take out every other one. And then I have the right angles. Let's grab a chain. Let's shrink these to match. This is a black row, so we'll make these black. We'll reflect these so we have the proper angle. Okay, so now that I did that, I think I need to just change that slightly. Just gonna move him. We're gonna grow these guys out. It's gonna change that last one. It's bothering me. And this side needs to be the same one. Remind me at the end of this to charge my mouse because this stuff just sucks my mouse power. So I'm just going to repoint these down. Again, it's like before, if I don't point to a specific chain, then it just means to use the gap space. These guys I want to reflect. So I have the right angles. Okay, it's done. So Angela is a new. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Just working on some stuff. Okay, now it says to essentially just copying that now. Oh, hit save, yes. Thanks. Lauren, you're always got my back, I tell you. So this is it. And what do we do at the end? Aren't those supposed to be Oh, they are too. Damn. Oh, it's a sin. Thanks. Oh, I hate myself so much. Ah, you think frogging's bad? Jesus Christ. Oh, Cindy, thank God you're paying attention. I tell you, you're so right. Okay, Cindy gets a gold star. Yeah, that's Wendy. I had a conversation with Spinrite today, Your Inspirations. The social, so anyway, it is truly utterly disgusting on what Facebook and YouTube are doing. So I'm at a loss on how to get people to see new stuff because any links that are outbound um, that show where the patterns are, it's getting demoted. So then I can't get the word out that there's new patterns. It's just aggravating as sin. So last week, Cindy, we only our target was to have 22,000. And anyway, we only hit 18, or we only hit 6, and that's the number of views. And we only had 6,000. Just it's painful. There's not much I can do. Just have to grin and bear it. So anyway, they said to me that just get people to check their notifications, but but that was about it. Okay, so this is edging one. Should be gray. Notifications are a mess. It's truly sinful. Honestly, it's been a nightmare, as you know. So it's like, you're providing all these free patterns, but you have no way of letting people know that they're there because they demote you because you're doing that, because you're suggesting. So, and it's not even about the website being a safe outbound link. Facebook just does not want you linking to anything but itself. So it just hides the notifications. But yeah, I know. I know, Wendy, it's bad. Okay, so what do we got? So now we have Picos. Oh, people hate those. Pico made. So anyway, and what I find funny is that so they're saying that they're going back to the original of like sending emails again as like instead of social updates. They're doing both, but the social updates are getting ignored. So I said I don't know what to do, and I don't, because I rely on the social media to let people know there's a free pattern. So I gotta grab some single crochets again. So I think we need to work on that just to get people to check their notifications. I think that's part of the goals that we have. Because honestly, I think people want to know when there's new patterns. I think that's a given, but I could be wrong, but I think that's true. I want to equally space these guys out. Because of the crude like spammers and bogus AI. I know. I've been getting actually notifications from friends that are sending me AI photos, but I don't have the heart to tell them that. I don't want to ruin their joy, but I'm like, you're really not looking at anything real. It's AI. But and they mean well. They just, so I don't want to ruin their joy. And the people that are sending it to me don't crochet, so they're just being nice, but it's just they're kind of getting misled to what's real and what's not. Somebody actually made a comment, Wendy, about one of my stuff. They're like, "Is your nutcrackers real?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, yes." But I understand why they're saying it because they're just like starting to lose faith in the idea that um, the AI is kind of changing the face of what's real and what's not. But I don't dislike AI. I'll make that clear. I just it could be confusing. To the angles. It's because they're too, yeah, they're too perfect. That's a big indication. And they're a little bit blurry too, right? Usually that's the biggest indication is that they're kind of blurry and they're kind of an extra hand or a finger or something. But I'm getting misled too. So it's not like it's like I don't always identify AI when I see it. I just want to match the angle. So it looks like it's arcing. You would not you would not believe some of the, you know what was being pushed on me today. I'm not even going to show you, but it was surprising. And I can handle a lot of stuff. I was just surprised. And I don't surprise easy. You know, and I bet you're wanting to know what it was. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should tell you. But I was surprised it was on Facebook. I shouldn't be, but I was. Because if I mention it, people are going to put that crap on my in the crochet crowd, and then Daniel's or Wendy's gonna have to deal with that. Okay, so these guys are picots in the peaks. Is the theft happening on Wendy? Is this theft happening on Facebook? I don't spend too much time on Facebook, as you know, but um, I know some designers are pretty upset about it though, for good reason. But yes, please don't share because if you talk about it on your device, then we all get spammed to what you're alluding to. That's true. Yeah, I took screenshots. I'm gonna show my friend Kelly on on Wednesday when we go to Stitch Night. She'll get a kick out of it. So these are picots on the edge. Okay, so that's good. Done. Done. Group. So the only one I have to worry about is that beginning one because it's slightly crushed in. And it appears on the edging, leave the last two stitches unworked. So don't even mention it. I know. So bad. So it says leave the last two stitches unworked. Okay, it's now 11:15. Expecting Dana to come down here and wring my neck. That's what I get for having a tea it. So I got to just fix this side. I don't know if I can do that. Oh, I can do that. That's a sin. Look at that. Daddy's got tools. I'm gonna just make it a little taller. Seems like we crush a lot of shit into that one area. Seems off to me, but I didn't design it. I guess it works out on the pattern. Up there. So Janelle's talking about some crafters see that as a challenge. I agree with that too. I look at some stuff that's like, why didn't I think of that? But then it doesn't, just because AI can create it doesn't mean they can create a pattern. Not yet. So it gives you kind of an indication of what's possible for maybe concepts and stuff. So that's why I'm not scared of AI in that sense. And AI has been with us a lot longer than people realize. It just became a buzzword last year that upsets people. Um, but Google's been using AI in the search engines for years. And it isn't until recent times when the photographs start getting done that people realize it's here, and it's been with us for a long time. I was part of a pilot project for Google itself for doing AI voice dubbing. So it's been with us for a while. Still need to change there. Why is he in the microwave? It's 11:20. Hmm. We haven't had supper yet. I didn't think we were gonna have supper yet. I didn't think we were gonna have supper tonight, but I can hear it. Okay, so this is edging number 2. Copy that to change that red. Somebody says SOLs SOS, please help me. Please help. So after row 8, we are repeating rows 5 to 8 twice. I'm so confused. But that would put me only at row number 15, not 19. I'll deal with it tomorrow. She can wait. Now I feel guilty. Give me a second. That is the Crochet Sampler Blue Afghan. She's on Crochet Sampler section 5. If you love this pattern so much, it's in multiples of 4. So if you chain in multiples, number 5. So repeat 5, 6, 7, 8. Lattice pattern. Lattice pattern. Repeat a second row. Repeat 5 to 8 twice more. Repeat fifth, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Then repeat 17. Bedtime snacky, I think so. Okay, let me just respond to this consumer. She's probably working on it right now, so I want to, if I get a hold of her right now, she can get up. She can keep going tonight. I don't know what time zone she's in. Oh shit, that's my own fault. Then repeat the times. Oh, I see what she's saying. Uh, repeat 5 to 8 twice more. Then repeat fifth row once. This will take you to finish row 17. Let me just take a look at the timestamps on that thing. Oh, repeat fifth row once. Got it. Done. Wendy just sent me Lauren sent a message to me to not worry about that person, but I'm going to anyway, because that's just what I do. Just save my work. And then I gotta update the and then repeat fifth. Oops. And then I got to change the left-hand side to section 5. I made a mistake in the time marker. Excuse me. Oh my God, there's absolutely no comments on the left-hand side. But fifth row once, just in case somebody actually does watch this video. At least it's corrected. Okay, so I'm back. Okay, so let's go back to my screen. So that's done. And fifth row. So this is going to be the edging. Edging. One. Oh, the rule for yarn inspirations is never row 1. It's always first and second row. It's never rows 1 and 2. I think that's a yarn inspirations thing. And I'm going to reduce the size of that down a little bit. Okay, so that's it. We're done. So we're going to take a look at it in presentation mode, and we'll grab our screenshots. And we'll just get in there, just start making the PDFs for it. The edging. And now I have those ready to go for making screenshots for tomorrow. Keeping all. So Carol, so what you're looking at is that the shawl that we have from Yarn Inspirations, it is it's a double-sided shawl. So at the neckline, a new section starts. So what you're looking at is that the shawl builds out from the neck down on the one side. And then once that's done, then you turn it over and then you just attach and go up. Actually, this row should be gray too. And so then you attach and then go up on the opposite side so that the so that it stays equal. And we just grab a new presentation mode. And it should be gray because it already exists, so you don't have to do it. That's it. Godzilla, that's what we say instead of bless you. Yeah, well, I'm not religious, so I don't say bless you. Okay. That's it. I think we're done for the night. It's now 11:30. I think we're going to call it quits. And I'll have this pattern available for you tomorrow and updated on the crochetcrowd.com. Let's just take a look here. Stop the share. So I will update this. Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. I'm tired. So we'll do that tomorrow, and we hope you had a good evening. And it's time, and that's it. Have a good night, and we'll see you all again real soon.